it's Iain from RTO here. Welcome to a dark, dingy day in Northampton. Monday morning, it is proper Monday morning. But last night we had Simon had his second live stream, and it was fun. I joined in. It was nice to actually just join in and not run one. The usual gang were there, so it was not like that was strange. So go and have a look at that. It's in the community, and the other thing is that Simon is very fast approaching 1,000 subs. So if you haven't subbed to him, go and sub to him. I'll put a link to his channel in the description of on the community. So go and check that out and subscribe to him, and let's get him over the 1,000 mark. Okay, back to business. So we've reached part 3 of the Jack White story. So we're going to look at a band that he's in called the Raconteurs, and they're known as the Saboteurs in Australia for some reason. Now they were formed in Detroit, Michigan back in 2005, and the band is Jack White vocals and guitars, Brendan Benson on vocals and guitars, Jack Lawrence on the bass, Patrick Keeler on the drums. Now Jack Lawrence and Patrick Keeler originally are members of a band called the Greenhorns, and later on Jack White and Jack Lawrence went on to perform Dead Weather, which we'll talk about next week. The Raconteurs up to date have released 3 albums, and they are very good albums. It's another of those very short catalogue, but very good. There's not much between these albums, so let's have a look. So coming in at number 3 is the debut album from 2006, and it's called Broken Boy Soldiers. So it's Jack, Brendan, Jack and Patrick. They're the same people all the way through. So the first track on here is Steady As She Goes. Now this is one of the most popular songs by the Raconteurs, and I like this song. I think it's great. You've got some great guitar work here from Jack and Brendan, and they sing together and they sort of complement each other's voices. It's a really strong track, quite a quirky little number as well. Then we get Hands, some wonderful harmony singing here between Brendan and Jack. The others, Jack Lawrence joins in as well. They're all really good singers. Really good song again. Quirky, like that one. Then we have my favourite on here, and it's the title track of Broken Boy Soldier. It's a brilliant song. Fantastic vocal from Jack. Very much in the sort of style that we're used to with Jack, that is driving riffs. Some really strong drumming on here. Excellent track. Intimate Secretary, a really raunchy rock song. Some nice riffs in this. Nice little bits of guitar. Shredding as well. Very good. Together, a very sort of White Stripes style song. Great vocal from Jack on this. Absolutely solid track. Then we get Level. We've got a little bit of quirky keyboard in here, which really adds to it. It's got a really strong riff, and it's got an excellent guitar solo on this. Store-bought bone, sorry. The guitar work between Brendan and Jack is fantastic. They play each other very well. The vocals strong. Yellow Sun. We've got more quirky keyboard in this one. I love it how the tempo changes all of a sudden. It's very, very, very well done. Good track. Call It a Day. A nice, slow, bluesy style song. One of my favourites on this album. It's a great vocal. I really like that. And then we got Blue Veins. It's a sort of jazzy, bluesy sort of number. It's really good. I love this track. Probably my second favourite track on the album. A great album. Not a bad track on here. Really enjoy listening to this one. I'd never really heard much of the Raconteurs, but boy do I like them now. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 7.5. Okay then, coming in at number 2 is the third and most current album, and it was released in 2019, and it was their first album in 11 years, and it's called Help Us Stranger. Got some additional people on here to the band. We've got Dean Fatia on piano and synthesizers, guitar and organ, Lily Mae Reich on violin, Scarlett Reich on mandolin, Joshua V. Smith on backing vocals and organ. So the first track on this one is called Bored and Ray, sorry. Great opening track, a fantastic vocal from Jack. It doesn't matter that hadn't made an album for 11 years, come straight back in, and it is a strong track. Next up is Help Me Stranger. Same again, some great guitar work on this, lovely harmony singing, really good. Only Child, a nice sort of gentle track with some nice acoustics on this, really good. Don't Bother Me, an interesting track. You've got this sort of rock track, really does shine on this one. Really clever how they've done it. It's a really nice song. Then my favourite one on here is called Shine the Light on Me. Quirky song. Acoustic guitars, electric guitars, which I love that sound. The harmonies again. Then we get Some Days I Don't Feel Like Trying. Great bluesy rocker. With all these extra instruments on there, it really adds to it. It's really good. Then we get a Donovan cover, and it's Hey Jip, Dig the Slowness. Now, it's a little bit more raunchy than Donovan's version, but it's still a very good cover. Then we get Sunday Driver. Great track. I love the beginning of this. And then they got that real poundy drums. It's excellent. Now That You're Gone, a nice sort of gentler sort of guitar. I love the bass line here from Jack Lawrence. Really lifts the song. Live a Lie, raunchy rock number, 2 minutes short, absolutely brilliant. What Is Yours Is Mine, my second favourite track on here. It's just got an opening killer riff that draws you in straight away. And then with the last track, Thoughts and Prayers. I love the mandolin on this, and the violin works. It gives it depth. It's a very good song. 11 years since their second album, you wouldn't think they'd chat. You know, it's like an old pair of slippers, straight back into it. Really good album. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 7.8. But number 1 for me is their second album from 2008, and it's called Consolers of the Lonely. Again, we've got some additionals on here. We've got Dean Fatita again on the clavinet, Dirk Powell on the strings, the Memphis Horns on here. We got the Flory Dory Girls doing backing vocals, and David Swanson on here as well. So the first track on here is the title track called Consoler of the Lonely. Great opening track. There's one thing about these Raconteur albums, the opening track is very powerful, drags you in, gets your attention. It's a great vocal from Jack. Salute Your Solution. An interesting vocal on here, but the highlight of this is the guitar solo. Absolutely brilliant guitar solo. You Don't Understand Me, another bluesy number. I love it when they do their bluesy numbers. I hope Jack does anything bluesy. It's got some lovely piano on this, really adds to the track. My favourite track comes next, Old Enough. I like how it starts acoustically. It gets nice and gentle, and then all of a sudden you get this really gritty riff, and it comes into this amazing rock song with a fabulous solo on it. The Switch and the Spur, good track. I love the piano on this. You've got some horns. It's a real funky sort of track. It's my second favourite track on this one. Hold Up. This is 3.5 minutes of just great guitar work and riffs and a bit of a wah-wah going on there as well, and I love the wah-wah. Really good. Top Yourself. It's a sort of bluesy guitar at the beginning and some electric. It's just a great little track. Many Shades of Black. Brass, guitars, great bass. What more do you need? 5 on the 5. Sort of starts off gentle and then the heavier riffs come in. Another great solo on this. Jack sounds great on this. Then you got Attention, some great slide guitar on this, strong riffs, an all-round great track. Pull This Blanket Off, quirky. It's just piano, guitar and Jack singing. Absolutely really nice track. Rich Kid Blues, a gentle bluesy rocker. You can't go wrong with that. Three Stones Will Shout, acoustic on here, some really nice singing on this one as well. Carolina Drama, a mixture of acoustic and electrics. I like how they've got the sound in, and I think there's even a little bit of mandolin or violin sort of sound on it. Very, very strong track to end the album. 14 wonderful tracks here, all sorts of music on here. Heavy, acoustic, bluesy, jazzy. Just a great album of great music. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 8 out of 10. So next week we've got the final part of the Jack White story, and we're going to look at the Dead Weather, a band that he did form with, of course, Jack Lawrence, the bass player. So that's all next week. Coming up next is the last of the forgotten classic albums, and this is quite a bit of a change for me. It's an album when I was looking for research to do the classic unknowns. This album kept coming up in lots of top 10s of forgotten classics, and it's an album by Mickey Newbury, and it is called Frisco May Be Joy, and it's got a very famous track on it that Elvis covered. So that's coming up next. So bye for now.